Hi, hello everyone. Hope you have a great day. By the way, I am Angel Zamora, and in this video, I'm gonna talk about the 9 steps in implementing configuration management successfully in business. First, let me explain first why configuration management is very important in business. So, configuration management is a necessary tool for managing complex software systems, and lack of configuration management can maybe cause a serious problem with reliability, uptime, and the ability to scale a system. Many current software development tools have configuration management built in because configuration management can help to avoid disruptions of work and can make work easier. So, like for example, in a particular company, they encountered an error on their system or there is a problem on their system. So if they use configuration management properly, they can fix and they can fix the error and the problem properly and easily. And also, for example, they can inform customer ahead of time that there will be a problem in their system. So now, moving on, let's proceed to the first step in implementing configuration management successfully in business. So the first step is to establish a governance framework and policy. So which means that organization structures of the business must be clearly and properly viewed and identified from top to bottom, and by that orders and command comes from the right authority as per policy of the business. Like for examples are the configuration owner must be aware, also the configuration manager and configuration database developer, so that all the employees in the company is aware of what are the things they will do on or what are the goals that they will achieve together. And the second step is to define roles and responsibilities, or defining the roles and responsibilities. So again, organizational structure of the business have been clearly and properly identified by, of course, of each and every employees of the business. So each employee have different roles and responsibilities. So again, each employee have their roles, different roles and responsibilities, and each one will only be responsible for roles and responsibility, and they are accountable for each of their responsibility. They are accountable to it. So, the third step is to determine the configuration management system or CMS primary usage. So, it is important you as the assigned employee of the configuration management system to have full knowledge of all about related to configuration management systems or CMS, especially its usage to the business. And the fourth one is to determine what type of records it will hold. So this is important too, as per policy of the business. Only business transactions related can be recorded and stored to the specific recording or storing system. These collections of records of data will then serve as an information of the business that is crucial to every decision making of the business. And one of its example is the financial statement of the business, which entails both business performance and conditions of the business at most current situation. And other examples are measurement and reporting detail, incident, problem, change and release records, and underpinning contracts. And now let's proceed to the fifth step in implementing configuration management successfully in business. The fifth step is to determine existing data repositories. So in this area, especially if you are a newbie or newbie of the business company, it is very always observe and ask if you have questions and concern regarding to your assigned task or job. And if ever, you should always remember to keep and care the existing of all whatever things that is it in a business. Like for example, are the users of the data, the accuracy of the data, and the completeness of the data. Then moving on to the sixth step in implementing configuration management successfully is to understand what tools are available to support the process. So in configuration management system, it is a process, and to do the process of configuration management is to make sure the availability of tools that is required to complete the process is available, and which tools are most applicable or suitable to a particular process of solving a problem or an issue of the business. And the seventh step in implementing configuration management is to decide on a configuration item or CI, categorization and naming scheme. This can be done through after identification of what the problem of the system are. Like for example, this is where that the configuration management system team will do the checking examination to diagnose the problem of the system, and by that to address or resolve the problems of the system. And they usually do layouting and sketching that the whole entire broken system in order to come up with the right and correct solution to address the problem. And the eighth step in implementing configuration management successfully is to decide on configuration management system or CM's structure. In configuration management system, structure is too important to configuration management team, for this is somewhat like a prescription medicine by a doctor to cure such a disease. So, it is one way on how to properly diagnose the problems of the systems, and of course to come up with the right solution with the help of use of the tools available suited to solve the problem. And the structures or includes there are three structures included in this 8th step. First is the breadth, the number of families and categories of CIs that will be tracked. Second is the depth, the extent to which component CIs will be tracked. For example, the disk drives or cards within a server can be tracked as CIs. And the third is detail, the number of attributes and types of relationships for each class of CI that will be tracked. And the last step, which is the 9th step, is to establish an improvement process. So improvements and developments are the core purpose, goal, and objective of the business companies. Thus, with the help of configuration, team technicians, ITs, professionals, and more personalities expert of configuration management system, mission and vision of both business entity and business managers becomes true and possible. So those are the 9 steps in implementing configuration management successfully in business. So to sum up my presentation, therefore, information technology infrastructures library or ITIL, or commonly known as information technology or IT, has grown to become a widely accepted configuration management systems or CMS applies to business organizations or managements. Successful implementation of a configuration management systems or CMS gives better position to add value and enhance business organizations management capabilities. Using this 9-step approach can help us develop our own configuration management plan and reduce many of the frustrations experienced by business companies configuration management system or CMS team or IT team. So that sums up my presentation. So if you have questions, just write down in the comments below. Again, I'm Azra Zamora.